Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. I'm your host Ben and we've got our co-host H&H Trader in the building. Hal, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much, man. Nice, crazy day today.
Absolutely. So we're going to dive into it all because it's time for the last strip where we take a look at the stocks we traded today, take a look at the swing trade list, and go over the top gainers. So let's not waste any more time and dive into the SPY, which went sideways today. That's all it did. Not really a good sign of that showing any type of rebound to me. We got this candle today that normally leads to a sell-off, I would say. Oh, and the 10-day just crossed the 50. Yeah, we're probably going to sell off the rest of this week. It looks like.
Yeah, that little bottom that it has on that long candle, what is that, 433? Man, That breakdown. Woo.
Yeah, and it's not far from it. It did come back up a little bit in after hours to about 435, but we've been seeing big drops in pre-market too, gap downs. So that could be very possible. The news is not good. Yeah, right here, the first PR on the SPY right now is one of the senators saying spending trillions more is fiscal insanity. And fiscal insanity is the best phrasing I've heard for what's going on right now. So that tells you. The next news right after that, market closed to $2.2 billion to the sell side. So now what are we at? Like $10 billion that's came out of the market in the last 2 weeks at least that we've been keeping up with. It's going to take a while to negotiate this investment bill. So more than likely, if the debt limit remains unchanged, the Treasury's ability to borrow using extraordinary measures will be exhausted and will most likely run out of cash near the October or beginning of November. So let's make sure that we clear this up for everybody. The United States Treasury is about to run out of money. They are about to run out of cash. Okay? This is how dire this is. If the mainstream media news is not talking about it, it's because they've got something in there that they don't want you to know about. But this is happening. Yeah, they may hit the debt limit by end of October. Yeah, so they've got to do something. But at this point, they can't do anything. And I literally watched today. You can go see, there's clips of it. Put in Janet Yellen calls Jerome Powell a dangerous man. The Treasury head is calling the Fed head a dangerous man. So they're starting to point the finger at other people. When politicians start going like this, you know that trouble is coming because that means they screwed up and they're going to try to put it on whoever they can to get out of it because they want to get reelected again. That's who's in charge of the currency supply right now. That's who's in charge of your U.S. dollars. These two seniors that should probably be somewhere on a bench playing chess in a park instead of running our country. But what's that?
Nothing. I'm just laughing, man. You out here beating up on the seniors, man. Let them live, man.
They can live. Just don't try to tell me how to live. Or at least don't take my money. Jesus God, because if you dive into that infrastructure bill that's coming, the gas tax is going to be insane. If you got a gas car, you are going to be forced to go electric because you will not be able to afford gas. Go look into this stuff, guys. It's all out there. This is all public information because it's part of the government. This is not conspiracy theories. This is real. We are about to default the whole United States for the first time in history. Unprecedented times. So I would not be surprised in the slightest to see the SPY just bottom out at this point. Yeah, you better have something. You better know how to hunt a squirrel and cook it up because that cereal may not be on them shelves anymore at the stores.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I can make my own cereal. I've done that.
All right, so into the trades today. PALT, that's the big elephant in the room today. I traded this, and you traded this, and Sicilian, shout out to him, one of the new traders in the chat, been in there for a couple of months. He nailed PALT and CEI today, so shout out to him I had to go out and take a magnifying glass and burn ants after this play here. As you can see, I got in here at 712, and then I got stopped out on this one little pullback.
Yep, that's where I got in.
Yeah, I got stopped out there, and then that was all the funds I had really for the day. I took one other trade, but I got in at the same time, and then this big nasty rip. So you got in right where I got out. So you bought my shares from me.
Yep. So I
You're
got
welcome.
in there and it pushed up. I got about 50% of this move, like the halfway point. You can come on down some.
About right now.
Yeah, about right in there is where I took off. I saw weakness there. I was like, ooh, let me go ahead and get out of here. But that thing ripped up, waited for this little fall back down, took 50% of that move, and then sold a little bit higher than that. Yeah, about right in there. And it continued up. And then it came into that little flat area. I got back in on this little consolidation and rode it up to the top and sold. And then it started to sell off, and I came back in Power Hour, of course.
Oh,
When it
no.
came down to VWAP right there, that bounce off VWAP up
Oh, right
there.
here.
No, you can come back a little bit
Oh,
and go
this.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Got in right there for another pop up. Sold at the top right there, and then waited for a little bit. And I only had a little bit of money left, so I got into this pop as well. That little dip right there for that little one green candle, and sold the top of that.
Well, guys, this is perfectly how you play this, especially in a market like we have now. Go back, watch HH Stream on H&H Traders channel. Link in the description, so you can see how he played this to a T, scalping this all the way up and even on the downside for those little bounces. You cannot play a stock any better than that.
Yeah, it was nice. I was like, man, every time I get in, man, and the range was so wide.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, this is super low float, and that's what we're going to see when the market is dumping like this. And investors, even the people into the institutions and hedge funds, they have money sitting on the sidelines, so they're going to play down here in the low float penny stock time. This is our time to shine on the way down in the market and then on the way back up. We should start seeing a lot more of this random low float poppers ripping dollars. It is that time of year. Out of my 7 years experience, 4 out of that 7 end of the year from August on usually gets really hot. So we're out of September. We're now in October and we haven't really seen that much heat yet. So maybe this is a sign we're going to start heating up here for the day traders.
Other than PALT, I did trade DATs. So it dipped down, came back up to VWAP. You can see your VWAP up here in this next dip. This is where I jumped in. So I was like, man, I know I got in at a more expensive price, but I got in right as it was holding around VWAP, held up there to the top, that little top, and sold there.
Yeah, that's a nice move. That's about $1 move. And well, you got out just in time too, because it dumped immediately after that.
I put a trailing stop on it so I can go and look at other things, and the trailing stop got me out when that bottom broke out.
Nice. So those trailing stops really working for you, huh?
Man, I preach stops, man. I keep stops there, man.
So the only other trade I took was on NCNA. This did have PR today. They got FDA fast track designation for some type of whatever that is, cancer drug candidate. So it had a nice spike in pre-market, but sold off and made this nice little U shape, but failed to break. And then it started going sideways there. And I was looking for it to break on this candle. This looked like it was going to try to break here. I got in high on this one. I got in at 360, basically buying the breakout, and it threw that wick up there, and then it just dumped off. So I had to get out there. Took a little loss on it too. I think altogether I took like a $50 loss again.
We were watching this too, and I told the chat the reason I wasn't gonna touch it because I've seen all these wicks. I don't care if it's gonna go up or not. Those wicks just completely turned me off, man. I saw wicks and wicks and wicks, and it was just it was like a trap for shorts, longs, and whoever touched it. It's a trap.
Yeah, I was concerned about those wicks. I was saying it in the live stream, but I broke one of my rules on this one, buying something under the 200-day moving average. So I always lose on those. And it's also, we were talking earlier today, we see bigger moves and more support and resistance, you pointed out, holding up in stocks above $4, like $4 to $15, that area there, especially like PALT being in that $7 range today. That's where we're seeing the best moves at, and not even like all day long rips, but the best pops on the candles where you can get a decent amount of shares and still get, an easily $1 rip or $2 rips on these green candles. Like multiple of these rips you could have held up as long as they're staying green, and you continue to hold and, lock out those scalps.
Yep.
I think I'm going to stay away from these smaller prices. I mean, you can still get nice rips on them, but you have to get like 400 or 500 shares. And if it drops 10 cents, which they can pretty quickly, you're down $50 already. What else happened today? Do we have any other top gainers? GROM. Well, I had a massive rip middle of the day and then just sold off. Do they have actual news?
No, a lot of no news stocks were moving today. A lot.
Let's see. That's 12 million, so that's very low float in the top 10% NASDAQ gainers. And PALT, very low float. Yeah, so this is what I want to see. I want to see the top 10% NASDAQ gainers start showing low floats being the top runners. Pally right there.
Two of them were up almost 150 to 200% today.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. That means we're probably going to move into a hot low float market. If that's the market we're going into, it's fun, but it's also sketchy. You got to be locking in and out quick because the rips will be crazy and so will the dips.
Man, all I want is 50% of the move. If it moves, if it does a $2 move, I want at least $1 of that $2 move. Does a $5 move, I want at least $2.50. Give me half.
Yeah. The swing trade watch, I think we pretty much decided, besides like BTCSD or BTCS, because it did hold up above 5, above the 50-day there. Still not pushing up today, but at least it had a little green candle. So that one, at least I'm still keeping that one on watch. But we're going to redo this swing trade watch list for the weekend and get some picks from this week and last week that have news on them, some type of catalyst that didn't really ever get the run. And RCAT may be one of those. RCAT having that very good NASA news but got dumped on the day of the news. Doji started yesterday, looked like it was going to dump today but ended up closing above the Doji Star green, so that's a good bullish sign, just like earlier on another pattern where we may see this start to take off tomorrow.
Yeah, you did better than me holding that. I had a stop set in my mind. Hey, if I see below $3, I am selling.
I was sweating, but I kept telling myself, stick to your plan because you know that there's all this support. All 3 indicators was there. The $3 area has been support before. I just stuck to my guns. It was like, if it drops intraday, whatever, as long as it can rebound. But it got down there, and I was down quite a bit. I'm still down a decent amount because of how heavy I went on this, but I think we're going to see that pop tomorrow or maybe Friday.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll take some scalps on it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, it did not perform the way we were looking for it to perform today. I kind of expected the sideways movement yesterday, but today I was looking for a bigger move up. But it did get a late move. So buying started coming back in before the market closed. So these other ones, I don't think they're going to... DATS, I mean, it's pretty much done. The rips happened. It's got to consolidate a little bit, so nothing there anymore. AATC just... doing nothing still. Does have the dividend, but not worth looking for a swing or trade, I think.
You still holding JCS?
I am still holding JCS. Today was the last day to be in to be able to receive the dividend on October 29th. So something happened with the charts today with JCS. I don't know what it was. Because you can see here, I had my lines drawn. This was a consolidation area, but it changed. The whole chart's changed.
Yeah. The other day, you were up like $80 on this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, at one point I was up like 100, but...
It's falling that much.
That's what I'm saying. This is not the chart it was. I don't know what happened to the chart. Maybe something with the acquisition.
That's insane, because I remember looking at it and seeing you were up 100. How did it eat up $100 and then it hadn't even really dipped?
No, see, that's the weird thing. It's showing a gap up here, but that's not where it was. Because I bought in this at $866. That was my price. So I don't know what happened. Something happened.
Yeah, something's going on with TD. If that's your entry price, you should be
Yeah, because it's not even showing where it was up. It was over $10 Friday and I think Monday and stuff.
You out. They said they faked you out. TD Ameritrade out here putting out candles that don't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened. The chart, both charts are totally different. The 5-minute because I've been watching it for 2 weeks now, just about, and all of a sudden it just changed. Like I said, it's not even showing where it was over $10. So I don't know what happened between yesterday and today, but that's why I hadn't really talked about it, because I'm not sure. I'm still holding for now, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm in for the dividend to try to get that nice dividend, but I got a month to wait for that dividend. It's October 29th when it comes out now, so a lot could happen between then and there. And if the market starts crashing, it's not going to be worth it for me to hold my capital in here.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we could easily see it's come back down to $2, and that would be a big loss. That dividend wouldn't be worth it at that point. I'm not feeling great about it at the moment.
Could you click on CEI?
Oh, yeah, CEI made a nice move today.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying all week. I just mistimed it yesterday. It was the off day where oil had a little pullback because oil had been running on Monday. And then you see after that pullback just continuing to explode before CEI finally gave out.
It looks pretty, but I mean, it is around that. You see, it's around that $3 to $4 level that we were talking about, and it only gave a little dollar move. And you would have had to sit through so much chopping just to get that full move. Look at all those reds down today. I mean, you would have got just chopped up. So that's why I'm like, look, give me something that's going to move out and be $1 per bar. So if I need to sell it, or if I want to take profit, I'm not taking profit 10, 8 cents.
Yeah, I agree. And this is a higher float too. This is up there in the 100 million share range. So yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm gonna be looking for.
Today was a good day. Ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a shorter day for me, but it's whatever. If I don't see anything to trade, I'm still gonna make money, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm coming back tomorrow to try to get back green on the week, because it has been a rough week for me. I haven't took any major losses yet. RCAT could be one, but I took a bunch of little small losses and they're adding up. So I'm coming in fired up, ready to go tomorrow. See what we can drum up. See if we get some more of these low float rippers. So that's it for tonight's episode of The Last Rip. If you haven't yet, like I said earlier, go check out Hal's channel. Check out that live stream today with that phenomenal scalping he did on PALT. If you haven't yet, think about subscribing and hit the like button. Let us know that we're doing a good job and this content is what you want to see. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.